Hello brain shakers, welcome to today's session. Your host here, Brave Alistair. In today's session, we are going to be looking at the calculation of the expected date of delivery, also abbreviated as an EDD. Now, as we calculate the EDD, we're going to be basing it on the Nigel's rule. The Nigel's rule has been a rule that has been in application since the early 1800s, somewhere around 1806, and was believed to have been coined by a German obstetrician at that time by the name of Franz Karl Nigel, and it has taken into consideration as well the fact that a woman will obviously have an average 28-day cycle, and that ovulation will probably happen around the 14th day, with fertilization then following thereafter. It does, however, does not consider the fact that women may have differences in their menstrual cycle, but then highlights the fact that a pregnancy will last about 40 weeks. Now let's quickly dive in and see how we can calculate the expected date of delivery using this rule. So the Nigel's rule is going to be applicable in two different ways, and we can use it to calculate the expected date of delivery depending on when the first day of the last normal menstrual period happened. So we're going to be looking at the month in which that period did happen. But I must be quick to mention that we are going to obviously have a day, and then we're going to have the month, and then we will also have the year. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to break it into the first formula, or what we're going to use as the first way of calculating that expected date of delivery, where we're saying if the last normal menstrual period lies in between January to March, then to the day we have to add 7, which is 7 days to the day of the last normal menstrual period. Let's take, for instance, that we're going to be utilizing the 2nd of October 2023. So to the day we will add a 7. That is, if this month is lying in between January and March. Now I'll leave it as October because there's also another one that carries on from April to December. Then we can use both of them on the same date. Then to the month, you are obviously going to add 9 months. So you will add a 9. So the fact that you're adding 9 months, it means you keep on going ahead, and so you will leave it and not add anything to the year. Then the second way in which we can do it is from April to December. Of course, that is where this particular date that we have here obviously falls. We are going to add again a 7 to the days, and we are going to deduct a 3 from the month. So we're going to deduct a 3 from the month. Then to the year, we are going to add a 1. So we're deducting a 3, meaning that we'll have to go backwards 3 months. And then because we're going backwards 3 months, then we will need to add a 1 to come up with the year. So if we're using this and we get the LMP here as 2nd of October 2023. So we are going to use this one for this one. Then for January to March, if we did have something like 2nd of February, say 2023. Let's apply this one. So we're going to say to the date here, we're going to add a 7. And then to the month, we are adding a 9. So we'll add a 9. And because we are adding a 9 months to the already date, which is the first day of the last normal menstrual period, then we are not adding anything to the year. So this is going to be the 9th. And this one here is obviously going to give us 11, 2023. So somebody who had an LMP, so this is last normal menstrual period, on the 2nd of February 2023 was expected to have the expected date of delivery on the 9th of November 2023. That is using this one. That is when the last normal menstrual period falls within January to March in the first 3 months. Then you add 7 days to the day, and then you add 9 months to the month. You don't add anything to the year. Now, let's take, for instance, this person was in March. Let's take, for instance, they were in March. And if we did give them March here, then we will add a 7 here and add a 9 here. This will obviously give us a 12, and this will give us a 9. So it will still give us, in the same year, we will still have the EDD. So, for instance, if their date then fell somewhere around April to May, but you still want to use this one, we will still give this one and say this is going to be the 2nd of, say, the 4th. Okay, so this is going to be 2nd of April 2023. You can still add a 7 here, add a 9 here. So this is going to give you a 9, and 4th plus the 9 here is going to obviously give you 13, then 2023. So there is no year that goes to 13 months here. Okay, now because there's no year that goes to 13 months, and we know that each year has 12 months, we're going to say minus the 12 months. So this 12 months that we have deducted here is a year, and this is the one that we are going to add to the 23 that we have brought down from here. So meaning that when we deduct this from this, it will give us the 9th of 01, which will be January 2024. So this is basically how we can apply the first part of this calculation of the expected date of delivery. Now let's use the same date that we have here before we can use the other one, and apply this one and see if it will still give us the 9th of January 2024. So if we did just cancel this part here and say we add a 7 to the date, we'll add a 7, and we do minus 3 here, we'll do minus 3. Let's add a 1 here, we'll add 1 year here. This is going to give us obviously a 9 here, and this is going to give us a 1 here. This is going to give us a 2024. So this and this will still give us the same response. That is, you can use this one and this part also of the formula to come up with the expected date of delivery. But it is much easier when you have a January to a March to just add a 7 to the days and a 9 to the months. And when you have something that is more than 3, which is April to December, then you just add a 7 to the days and deduct a 3 from the months, then you add a 1 to the year. Let's use the 2nd of October as our LMP now and use the second formula and see what it is going to give us. So we're going to have 2nd of October, which is going to be 2023, and we say plus a 7 here. So this is our LNMP, which is last normal menstrual period, and then we're going to deduct 3 here, and then we're going to add 1 year to this. So this is going to give us 9 here, this is going to give us a 7 here, and this is going to give us a 2024. That means that this woman is going to have her EDD on the 9th of July 2024. So basically, that is how you would come up with the expected date of delivery, basing it on the fact that you have a correct or accurate first day of the last normal menstrual period. So if the normal menstrual period or the first day of the last normal menstrual period is not well known, then it will mean that even the expected date of delivery is going to be inaccurate, and that may mean that several interventions would then be put in place. It may complicate the way the management also is going to be put in place. Sometimes one may be deemed to be preterm when in actual sense it is actually a tame baby. Why? Because the LNMP here was incorrect, or somebody is going to be predicted to be post-date, whilst it is the LNMP here which was incorrect. So once you have a correct last normal menstrual period date, then you can have an almost accurate expected date of delivery. Now, if you did find this particular video helpful and insightful, don't hesitate to drop me comments in the comments section. If you have questions, drop the questions right there. And don't forget to follow and to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is the Brain Shakers Academy. And as always, thank you so much for watching and for the support, and I will see you in the next one.